Spring and summertime is a great time to get in the car and take a cruise, and that's just what we want you guys to do, and cruise on down to the Memorial Day car show that the Car Club's going to be putting on. Richard Golden is here to tell us more about their wonderful event, president of the Car Club here in Laguna Woods. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Michael. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah. So you guys used to do parades. So you've done parades in the past, but this year we're going to do a car show for Memorial Day. Tell us about the car show and what it's all about.
Okay. A lot of people aren't familiar with car shows themselves. Some are. The car enthusiasts usually are. So an auto show, also known as a motor show or a car show, is a public exhibition of current automobile models, debuts, concept cars, or out-of-production classics. It is intended by the automotive industry representatives, dealers, auto journalists, and car enthusiasts. Most auto shows occur once or twice a year. In the car shows I attend, people bring their prized possessions, polish them to perfection, and put them on display for everyone to admire, and this is no exception. All the cars in our car show are prized possessions of all the people that own them, including myself. And car shows are not just about staring at cars, though they are also a chance for car enthusiasts to geek out together, which we
Absolutely.
do. We do. We open up the doors, we open up the trunks, we open up the hoods, we want to see what the engine looks like, we want to look at the interior, everything.
So for people who go there, they're going to be able to get a little bit of information from all the owners of these cars because they love their cars and they know their cars, right? So they'll tell about the history and what the car can do and the models and the engine and that kind of thing. Now, some of them are judged. I've been to car shows where there are blue ribbons and the red ribbon and that kind of thing. Are you guys doing any of that, or is this just for everybody to really enjoy and talk and have a community?
I think our goal here, because we gave up the parade for practical reasons. We just couldn't get a parking lot where we could have enough cars to stage them for the parade, because we usually would have a lot of cars, and once they had to pull out of a parking lot and go down all the streets, it was a lot of cars. And we couldn't get a parking lot that gave us enough room and gave us enough spaces for the cars.
Right.
So we decided, well, what are we going to do? And we came up with the idea that, well, we can definitely do a car show because we have enough classic cars, enough custom cars, enough really nice cars that you don't normally see driving down the street. These are cars that people might have seen go drive by them. Like you'll hear, but you won't see a Ferrari go by, or a Lamborghini you'll hear, but you won't see it because they're so fast. But that's kind of what classic cars are all about.
Right.
There's a whole market out there for people who have so much money that they can afford any of these cars, and they like the fastest, the coolest, whatever they are. And in many cases, like for our members, a lot of these are cars that they bought when they were kids.
Right.
So they like there's a picture in our flyer here of a 57 Chevy. Well, that was my first car. The first car I ever owned was that 57 Chevy, a red one, just like that. That was the car. And when we did our flyer for the first time, for some reason, all the cars were red Jaguar XKEs, which, that's an interesting car.
Yeah. That's not the old nostalgic one you think of.
No,
you
it's
think
not.
Of not old Chevy or old Ford.
That's right. So this was kind of an unusual car, and it actually ended up being quite controversial with the members of the car club. They said, "Why do you have Jaguars?" He goes, that car isn't made in America. He says, we want cars that were made in America. We want American products.
So now what car are you going to be showing? I want to know what car are you going to be there with?
My car is my baby. It is a 2014 Mercedes SL 500 hardtop convertible.
Oh, okay.
It was made in Germany. In 2013, it was built, and then the original buyer, the original guy who bought it, had it shipped here from Germany. When it got to the United States, they registered the car as a 2013.
Oh.
they just did it for some reason because it had been built a year before, so they kind of gave it the old number.
Now,
So-
is it a hardtop fold into the trunk, or is it pop off?
Hardtop folds into the trunk.
Oh, that's nice.
So if you have a chance today, I'll take you downstairs and put the top down for you.
Get a preview of the car show.
You will love seeing it because it is an amazing car. It really is an amazing car. It has two things that most Mercedes don't have, and one of them is the hard top that goes into the trunk. Very unusual. That's very rare. Most Mercedes have a soft top that goes into a boot in the back. And before I had this car, I had 6 other SL 500s. So the same car, only not a hard top, and the top went into the boot. And that's why I bought it, because I could press a button inside the car and the top would go down, and I wouldn't have to.
You had to get up and do all the fastening and all that kind of stuff.
Didn't have to do any of that. So I like that. So I did that. So there are going to be many reasons why people like to go to car shows, but mainly they say that they just like to go to a good car show because they like to see all the different kinds of cars and what styles are there. If you are a car person, then you are going to like car shows no matter what it is.
Mm-hmm. And you also picked Memorial Day for that, right? To honor our military veterans.
Well, it's part of our tradition. In our parades, we always contacted all the veterans, the VFW posts and so on, and we said, do you have any of your veterans who would like to be in a parade? And next thing I knew, for every convertible we had a veteran that wanted to be in the parade.
Oh, that's great. So you're going to have veterans at this one, even though we're not going to do the parade this year?
We've already put the request out to all the veterans administrations that we could get a hold of.
Terrific.
And most of them have responded positively and said, we'll have somebody there. And that kind of brings me to the program that we're going to have, because we do have a program that we're going to present. We start with a big pickup truck, a flatbed truck that has to pull in somewhere in the parking lot somewhere. We don't know where yet because it's a big truck and we don't know where it's going to fit, but they're going to have to put that somewhere. And on the back of the truck, there's going to have to be a sound system because we have to have a microphone so we can make an announcement. We tell the crowd, they're usually all milling around now just looking at the cars. We tell the crowd that if you'll just stop for a moment, folks, and we're going to have a moment of silence in remembrance of all of the soldiers and our military people who died in their course of battle when they were on the battlefield. We're going to honor them right now with a moment of silence.
Well, that's a terrific way to kick off the event.
So we always get, at the beginning, we get a great moment of silence. I mean, people are really moved by that. But then we get them with the big thing. We have a Eagle Scout, and this is his second year doing it. We were lucky to get him back because we really liked him the first time. He's going to play taps.
Oh, wow.
So he gets on the back of that truck and he plays taps. And let me tell you, every hat comes off.
As they should.
Every person there that's in the military or is a veteran gets a salute.
That's terrific.
And when they're all done and he's finished with taps, and let me tell you, that is a moving ceremony. There isn't a dry eye in the house.
Oh, good. Well, Richard, we're running out of time, so I want to recap the rest of the folks. You're going to have to come out from 10 a.m. to 12 on May 27th to see what the rest of the show is going to be all about, but it's going to be a fantastic event. Memorial Day Car Show from the Car Club. Richard Golden, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Michael. I really enjoyed it, and I'm glad to get the word out. This is fantastic to actually get it on Channel 6.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to come down to see your car in a minute. All right.
I hope you do. I hope you do. You're going to love it.
You're watching This Day. We'll be right back.